What's up? We need to get this party started with like a little pep talk. You are worth it. We are here. There is going to be a workbook at the end of this because I love me some workbooks. Posting for Profits Day 1. If you are VIP, you get the workbook. You won't have the workbook until we're completely finished. If you are VIP, you also are in the chat with me on Telegram where I'm going to be kicking your butt for the next 25 days. Hey. Whoop, whoop. All right, VIP, all eyes on me. That's how we do. So let's be clear on what Posting for Profits is going to be, because I think this is really going to be a big game changer for you for 2024. So for those of you that feel like the algorithm is targeting you, nope. I promise that's not happening. So get that stinking thinking out of your head. The algorithm does not look at you and say,
"You suck. I'm not showing you to anybody. That's not happening. Or you're trying to sell something."
No, that's not how it works. And I'm going to show you in the next 25 days how you can beat the algorithm. If you don't know what the algorithm is, it's just a fancy name for reach or impressions or the amount of people you get in front of on your social media. The algorithm is like this like formula, like where it's like scaring you and it's like, oh no, I don't, it's whatever. It's just weird. And there's ways around it. You don't have to be an influencer to beat the algorithm. And that's what I want to show you guys in the next 25 days. Now, if you're having a problem watching this because it's freezing, just know that I'm streaming this on YouTube. I'm streaming this on LinkedIn. I'm streaming this in my Facebook personal page, my Facebook business page, and inside the Moms Who Slave Facebook group and somewhere else. Oh, and X? Is that Twitter? Yeah. Anywho, hoopity hoopla. Now, we have a lot to get through in these next 25 days, okay? There's a reason I made this free. So many of you need to shift your content for 2024. You've been so focused on real audios that are trending, and that's just not working the same for you. Some of you are using the same things that you used to use in 2020 and 2021 on TikTok, and they're just not working the same. Some of you are like,
I'm using Facebook Messenger, but nobody's responding to me.
I'm excited for day 2, just to give you guys a little sneak peek. We're going to talk about the trust and the power matrix. This matrix helped me identify, like, how do I take people through this customer journey with me so they get to know me, like me, trust me, and see that this crazy chick that I am isn't a bad thing. And how that's really going to help you for your content is it's going to help you identify the type of content you should be posting depending on who you're talking to. Okay, so let's talk first about the laugh, love, learn, and lead. So, we got the entertain, the empower, like all of that stuff. I do it a little different. I talk about laugh, love, learn, and lead. So I want you to write those things down on a piece of paper right now, okay? We want to, with our content, we want to make people laugh. We want them to love. We want them to learn, and we want to lead. Now I'm going to break these 4 things down for you because I think some of you get a little confused on how to make people laugh. You think it always has to be about your product, or it always has to be about your business, or it always has to be about somebody rank advancing. Please stop posting that crap. The person that's never been in network marketing before doesn't know what triple diamond, quadruple BlackBerry rank is, and they don't care. Most of the time, it's going to take a couple conversations for them to even understand what that means when they're in the company for like a year. So we don't want to talk about that on our timeline. Got it? There's ways that we can do that in the laugh, love, learn, and lead. Okay? So let's start with this. I like you guys to do this exercise because I like to call it a brain dump. I love me some brain dumps. And in fact, if you don't do a brain dump every Sunday, you should. Brain dumps are great because it helps me get all my ideas out and then it helps me get really focused. So what makes you laugh in your relationship? Now this could be with your spouse. This could be kids. This could be family. This could be siblings. Now, I want you to think when it comes to these things, is there anything around tradition? Let me give you an example. There was a really funny post. I'm Italian, first generation American. My dad was born and raised in Italy. My mom's dad was born in Italy and then came over. Then they were up north and now we're in Florida. Okay, fun story. If you didn't know, now you know. Okay, but we had a lot of Italian traditions. Let me give you an example. We were having lentils literally on the new year, like shoved down our throats as kids. Like we could not go into the new year without lentils. Lentil soup, lentil something. And as kids, nobody freaking wanted lentil soup. Another thing, when we walked into our grandparents' house, like my nonno and my nonna, like if I walked in there and I did not kiss them on the cheek 50,000 freaking times and let them squeeze my cheeks and do whatever they wanted, then I was not a good grandkid. Like it was bad. Or I don't know about you guys, but you know, the shoes coming off and the mom's throwing them across the room. Anyway, there's traditions around an Italian family. And so when you're writing down stuff that makes you laugh is I want you to think of what memes are out there that are around some traditions. Something else that's an example is I did a reel one time and I'm like, here I am 40 years old, almost 40, I turned 40 in May. Almost 40, and I'm texting my mom when I get home when I literally live 10 minutes down the street. Kind of tradition, right? Not really tradition, but you get what I'm saying. Like, that's my relationship with my mom, for example. Or my mom still.
Don't give the kids hard candy. Or are you watching them, right? Or what are they eating?
Can't, right? So do you understand? When you can connect with somebody, you can be real, raw, relatable in a conversation that they're already having in their head or that they've had before and match it around their kids, their family, sibling, spouse, mom, or tradition. So I want you to do some work. This is an exercise. This isn't going to give you all the answers in 5 seconds. This is called a brain dump. So I want you to think about all those things that make you laugh. And so in this, when we have the laugh, I also want you to think of relationships. I want you to think of the body. I want you to think of mind. And I want you to think of money with all of these things. So what's something that you would laugh about when it came to money? So for example, if you're somebody that works a 9 to 5, maybe there's a meme around 9 to 5s and how much money you make. Maybe there's how much money in overtime. Or when it comes to body, it's literally, as a toddler mom, there's something funny about always eating the kids' food and not even having to make dinner for yourself because you're eating off their plate or eating their leftovers, right? Or forgetting to eat all day because you're at work and you're just on go, go, go mode with your boss and you get home and you binge eat, finding memes around that. So how can you make people laugh with memes or with jokes or with quotes once a week? And how can you make it around a relationship, body, mind, or money? Yes or yes? So I want you to think about that for a second. When you're looking to create content on any social media platform, what do people scroll and stop for? My mom was just saying this yesterday. She was just here and she's like,
Listen, people have like less than 10 seconds to catch my attention.
okay, but my mom be sending me TikToks all damn day about her kids and things that make her laugh. And oh my God, my mother's cake for Easter. She swears it's a lamb. We bark at it because it's a dog. It's an Italian thing, I'm pretty sure. She makes the lamb cake for Easter. It does not look like a lamb. It looks like a dog. So my sisters and I always mess with her. So she always sends me the meme. Anyway, long story short, you get that, how it creates conversation. I want you to create content that creates conversation. And I'm going to get into that in a second. Okay, so that's the laugh. And I want you to think about, what do you love? So what quotes specifically around the same type of things up here, right? Maybe you need to empower or inspire, because this is where the inspiration comes from, or this is where you challenge your audience to think differently. What you're doing with this is you're challenging them to open up their mind. When you can challenge somebody that watches your stuff to think differently than they did before they came to your page, that is a huge win. So if you're right now, you're on this with me and you had a moment where you're like, that makes sense. Or me too. Some of you are like, oh my gosh, the lamb cake. Some of you are like, OMG, the Italian family. Oh my gosh, the lentils, right? I created a me too moment with you. That is more important than an algorithm. What are some of your values? What are some of your beliefs around relationship, body, mind, money, around your relationship with your mom, spouse, kids? What are some of those values and beliefs that you have? And you can bring traditions back in here too. You can even bring the laugh, values, and beliefs. This is important because this is going to connect your heart to other people's hearts. You're going to repel people with this too, FYI. That's okay. So let's go to the learn. I know a lot of you want to teach on your products and you want to teach on your business opportunity. And there's a time and a place for that. We're going to go over that in this 25 days. I want you to know in the next 25 days, I am breaking this apart for you. So you can come back, watch the replays, tag your besties, they'll be on there. They want the workbook, they can upgrade. I'll put the link in above so they can upgrade for the workbook. You'll hear me talk about the Elite Academy, where I give you posts every single day inside of my Elite Academy, where it's $37 a month, cancel anytime, elitehealers.com. I'll put that up there, but you're going to see me break it down. So stay with me these next 25 days. I want you to master the art of posting for profits, okay? So when people want to come to your page and learn, they want to learn about you. They want to learn about what you've learned and how it's impacted you. They also want to know some tips, tricks, maybe some tutorials, whatever. So I want you to think about, when it comes to the learn part, what are you obsessed with learning that is not your biz or product? What are you obsessed with learning without your business product? Here's an example. For me, oh my gosh, I could watch ballroom dancing, like TikToks all day and reels all day. I love to learn like the way they move. I'm a dork. I do it in the mirror. I'm just a dancer. It's the way things used to be. I want to go back and do ballroom dancing again, but I just don't have time right now, but I need to make the time. Anyway, so that is something that I'm obsessed with learning. So maybe I go and I find a way to get into some groups around ballroom dancing so I can learn some things in there, and then I can just talk about it, because people want to learn about me. We always think that it's always like we have to teach. Yes, there's a time and a place to teach, but people need to be able to learn about you. So what are you obsessed with learning? What makes you excited? What pisses you off? I want you to really pay attention to that piece. The lead is where the value comes in. This is where not only are you going to challenge them to think differently, you're going to challenge them to see differently. This is a big one. Challenge them to see differently. So when you're leading, what you're trying to do is, when you lead in your content, when you lead in your posts, this is vision. Your audience is not interested in joining who you were yesterday or who you are right now. Your audience wants to buy from the person that's already ahead of the game. People want to go where you're going. People want to follow your journey to the next place. See, some of you keep talking to who you were yesterday and like 10 years ago, and that's a problem. So I need you, what is your vision for your family, for your body, for your mind, and for your money? What is your vision? Some of you have not written that out. You have no idea. And so you're wondering why all this content you're doing is not building any influence with your audience. Your audience needs to get to know, like, and trust you. Posting before and after is not going to do that. Reposting with somebody in your upline post thinking the same thing is going to happen for you that happened to them, it's not going to work. That's why the plug and play posts that we do inside of the Elite Academy, we explain how to make it work for your niche. Think about that. I want you to do this brain dump. If you don't do this showing up for the next 25 days, it's going to be rough for you. And I don't want that. I want you to slay posting for profits. I want every time you show up and post, you're not focused on the likes and the comments and the views. You're focused on the people. And I'm going to show you how to build that like, know, and trust with the people that are paying attention, how to get shared so you get in front of a new audience, and how to literally stand out. Now, for those of you that are like,
I want to post every day.
if you go to elitehealers.com, that's where you can enroll. You can join $297 for the year, so save $300 by joining for the year. I think there's a lifetime option. I don't even know if it's still there. And it's $37 a month, so it's either or. You can literally cancel at any time. There's also like a ridiculous amount of trainings that are already in there too that you can binge on, but I always tell people, please don't binge on me. Pay attention to what we're doing right now. If you're like, shit, I need the workbook. We don't have the workbook yet. It'll be done at the very end of this, $47 for the workbook. All right, do this exercise. Now, we will talk about call to action. We will talk about the different things you'll say in captions and hashtags. We're gonna talk about all the elements and all the things. So I want you to know that. So don't feel like,
oh my gosh, I need to move extremely fast.
like I wanna take you guys through this step by step, because there's so many companies that are just teaching you to post and pray, and that is not gonna work in 2024. You need to have a story. that matters, a story that sticks. And in order for that to happen, you have to brain dump, figure out who the hell you are. All right, so do this. If you're on the replay, I'm gonna put the link above for you to upgrade to VIP. So you can either wait for me to reach out to you, or you can just go to the link and you can upgrade to VIP. I'll put the link in the title section up here. And if you're like, hey, I wanna check out the Elite Academy, I'll put the elitehealers.com so you can check that out as well. I love you guys. Bye.